When people talk about like mental health or mental issues, I never understood that because I'm the type of person that like when something happens to me, like I just kind of like keep moving forward, like I don't have like a dwelling or I don't feel distressed or I don't let myself feel that way. Maybe because I don't want to feel weak, or maybe because I feel like maybe I don't know. But I guess to me it's like I just need to keep going. Everything happens for a reason. That's my mentality. Everything happens for a reason. Keep moving, keep moving. So like I don't know, when I've been told by other people, oh, I feel depressed. I don't know what to tell them because I've never felt that before. So I feel bad not knowing what to say because it's like, what do I tell this person when I've never experienced that? I've experienced anxiety because I'm a very like go person. So anxiety I do feel, but I've been able to control that with exercising. That's why I've been exercising my whole life. That's been like my therapy when it comes to anxiety. Weed obviously was another coping mechanism that didn't work at all. People think that weed is gonna help you. It doesn't. It makes things so much worse. It like suppresses the problem. You feel good for like maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and you're back to being anxious. So it doesn't work. And I've let go of weed too because I realized like this is not working. Like if I want to smoke, it's just to smoke. It's not to suppress my anxiety. If I want to like release it, then I'll go for a walk or I'll meditate or I'll pray, whatever. But I've come to that conclusion because I'm that person. Like I'm like, I got this. I gotta keep moving forward. I can't give up. That's me. That's my character. But most people are not like me. So like when I'm put in situations where I'm seeing like my environment around me, people act the opposite, I'm here like, what's going on? Because I'm not like this. So why the hell are y'all like this? Like, what is in the air? What is in the food? Like, And I'm not gonna say like I was raised by Christians. I wasn't. So it's not like a spiritual thing. I was not raised by Christians. My dad was atheist until like the other day. My mom is Catholic, but she's not one of those like, you gotta go to church every Sunday. So it's just me. But I'm like 1%. Most people need people to talk to. They can't just like figure it out. They can't just be like, yeah, I just need to move forward. So how do you talk to people like that?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna answer that, but Lazar, you okay if we also do a cheer before we do? Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers to truth.
But I appreciate you bringing that up, and that's been a very popular topic recently, where people are asking, oh, how come someone else feels like that and someone else doesn't? I like to think that that's the wrong paradigm to view it in, only because, number one, people forget that if someone says is diagnosed with depression or anxiety, that's number one. It's just a way to describe a certain array of symptoms that they're experiencing. It's not a life sentence. So if someone says, I'm feeling depressed, they themselves may not understand that's just a way to describe symptoms, but they're identifying with depression as if that's their way of being.
Right.
That's number one. But number two, what you're basically saying is that you're very resilient, and that no matter what happens outside your skin, no matter what happens in this outside world, inside what you have to do. No matter how tired you are, no matter what the circumstances out here may be dictating, or maybe things are not going your way. But what you're saying is, deep inside, what your purpose is. What your intention is. That even if you don't feel like it, you said that you were going to do a podcast episode. Even if you don't feel like it, you said that you were going to do an IG reel. Even if you don't feel like it, you're going to keep your promise with Laz and do whatever you guys said you were going to do. Look at houses, go grocery shopping. And that comes from inside. And I think last time on this podcast, we talked a lot about self-ownership.
Yes, we did.
And it was one of the most basic foundations of private property. And it's funny how we talk about subjects and we like to view them as everything is one separate topic from another. but really the concept of self-ownership and what we talked about last time regarding private property, which is the most fundamental private property that we have. Your body belongs to you. You decide what to do with it and
Right.
how to move it, and if you're gonna raise your hand. Well, it's the same thing with what we have to do and the purpose that we have. And as long as we understand that what happens within this skin is our responsibility, and we have a choice on how to move forward, then these topics such as anxiety, depression, they're still important, but they're just a language to describe symptoms that we're feeling. They shouldn't be used as an excuse to act in a certain manner or become lazy. We have to go deep inside and find the purpose and exercise it. And the funny thing is, for every time that we, let's say, don't feel like doing something and we cave in, now all of a sudden we rewire our brain. And we rewire our neurological system. That is what neuroplasticity is. It works both ways. To all of a sudden, next time we're a little bit more likely to be lazy. If we know that we have to wake up at 5 in the morning to go to the gym before we go to work, this is a very basic example. The more you get up at 5, the more your body is ready for it next time, and the easier it becomes. But the more that we stay in bed and we're unsure and we think about it, now we're letting our body dictate and our feelings dictate, and we have to let our purpose dictate.